Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome indeed to another edition of the Mark Moses Show podcast. As we're always broadcasting from the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Take back control of your life. Call them today. Yes, it's Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. As you can see, we're still here in our bunker at the WWE Performance Center, getting ready for NXT tonight on the CW, 8 o'clock Eastern with the start. And this guy's going to be there. He is Shiloh Hill. He'll be on TV tonight. And this is key. Go to etix.com because he's going to be in Fort Pierce, NXT Live. My man, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here. Thanks so much for having me. Can't wait.
I am so excited to talk to you. You are a great man with a big-time future here in the WWE. Do you like hearing that, where the future is bright for Mr. Shiloh?
Absolutely, man. It's crazy to think about. I never really knew I was going to wind up being here in WWE, but it's so cool to be able to hear that and be able to say that I am here. So, yeah, it's really cool.
You were telling me beforehand you're originally from New Hampshire. How do we get from New Hampshire as a wrestling fan here to Orlando with the NXT?
Man, the whole thing was kind of a journey. I went from New Hampshire to Stanford in California. I played football there. And then I got an opportunity to join the NIL program for WWE while I was there. And just so happened that when my football career ended, I was able to kind of step into wrestling and wound up here in Orlando. But I like it a lot. It's kind of like a warmer New Hampshire, if that makes sense. Like it's a lot of similarities.
Should they sell that at the Orlando airport? A warmer New Hampshire?
Welcome home, New Hampshire residents. Just a little bit warmer, but yeah.
Do you miss football from time to time?
So honestly, like if you would have asked me that like right when football ended, I probably would have thought that I would really, really miss it. But wrestling is so much fun that I don't like wrestling. Like the act of wrestling is so much fun that I really have no like remorse in terms of my football career ending. I'm really happy to be here. Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to do this when you were a little kid?
So it's funny. I didn't even really understand that like regular per se people could become wrestlers, because like when I was watching wrestling as a little kid, I was like, dang, I'm not from parts unknown. Like how would I go become? I'm not a dead man. How would I don't live in Death Valley. How would I become a wrestler? But I was a big into wrestling. My dad was like a huge wrestling fan when I was growing up, and he got me started watching really young. He was a big Hogan guy, big Stone Cold guy. He really liked the Undertaker as well. He also really loved Hornswoggle. So that was like his Mount Rushmore.
Shout out to your dad.
Yeah. So then when I was at football or at Stanford playing football, my dad actually passed away right before my senior year, and he was obviously really influential in my life, and he was the person who got me interested in wrestling. So right after that happened, I got a call from WWE asking if I wanted to join the NIL program. For me, that kind of felt like a full circle moment where I could do something that would like kind of honor him or like make him really proud. And so that's why I got into the NIL program. And I knew I was a wrestling fan, but I didn't really expect wrestling to be like as fun as it was. Like I knew watching wrestling was going to be was really fun, but I was also like, dang, like they lucky are getting like destroyed in there. So I didn't know if I was gonna be, but it was a lot more fun than I thought.
So when you were training behind the scenes here at the Performance Center, you're like, hey, this is pretty cool. I like this.
Yeah, I remember my first tryout, like I remember like walking in. So as part of that NIL program, I got to come to the PC before I tried out. And so I got to like feel the ropes and like feel the ring and stuff. I was like, dang, this is way harder than I thought, like in terms of the actual material. So I was like, I'm not sure how to be there. My tryout, we got to like learn how to run the ropes and bump and everything. And I remember just once I got like the adrenaline rush of like being in there with someone else and like people watching and like doing it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like this is gonna be really fun.
Yeah. That is awesome. All right, there's a clip I saw on YouTube where I believe it's from when you won season 2 of LF. Okay, I got to make sure I say it right. LFG, right? And this is a family show. All right, I know what it stands for. So there's a thing where you had to cut a promo in front of the Undertaker and I think Bubba Ray Dudley, and they were hard on you, dude. How intimidating is that when you get in front of those judges like that and you got to perform?
Yeah. So I remember that first day when we did the promos in front of them, it was like my first time ever even seeing the Undertaker in person. It was my first time seeing, I believe, Bubba in person as well. And I remember just like being up there, like walking out and being like, this feels like a video game. Like this does not feel real at all. And it was almost so surreal that it was like I didn't even have time to be nervous because it felt like I was in like a dream. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. It was like that level of like strangeness. But yeah, it's definitely a lot when you're first starting out, because we were very early in our career as well. So to be like having like our first couple matches in front of some of the greatest of all time was definitely intimidating.
You're absolutely right. The Undertaker you brought up.
Yeah.
It says, yeah, you were trained by the Undertaker.
Yeah.
What has he meant to you in your career so far?
Yeah, so he's been tremendously helpful throughout the show and after as well. Like he told everyone who he was the legend for on his team, like reach out whenever, and he's really invested in us. So that's one of the coolest things, and one of the coolest thing I learned from him, which is like obviously there was a lot in ring that he taught us, and a lot of really important stuff in terms of like the physical aspect of wrestling and character wise, but also like out of the ring, like how to be a good person, and the level of respect I have for someone who's achieved everything you can achieve within wrestling. Like he's arguably the greatest of all time. And so to be able to have achieved that level of success and still be like all about coming back and giving back to the next generation and making sure the business has a future is really, really cool, and something no matter how far I make it in my career, I want to try to pass that along.
See, I was going to ask you that. I know you're early here, right? It's like early in your career, but do you kind of say like, all right, I want to accomplish this, this, and this, or is it more like, hey, let's see where this ride takes us?
I think early on for me, it was like, hey, let's see where this ride takes us. Like right when I was starting, I was like done with football, and then I was like, oh, like this is a really cool thing to go try. And now like I'm in love with it. So there's a lot of things I want to achieve. I want to become NXT champion. I want to go on the main roster. I want to become WWE champion. Like I definitely have very high hopes for myself.
You make it sound so easy where it's like, oh, this is fun. It's no. How hard is this? Because I know this is 100% 24/7 dedication to do this for a living.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I got asked a very similar question on like a Q&A at one of the live events recently, and it really is hard to communicate, because if you had to do what we do for any other job, it would be ridiculous. Like if you had to fly 6-7 times a week, sometimes be up at the hours we're up at, wrestle, watch your body go through what it goes through as part of wrestling. It's a 24/7 job, and that would require a lot of motivation. But because the industry and the job is so fun, it doesn't really feel like work. Like it really just feels like you're doing what you're meant to do and like living the dream. So it really doesn't feel like work when it's within the wrestling business. It feels like just an awesome life.
Okay. What's it like getting out there in the squared circle? You're like, all right, I'm doing this. Yeah. Like, is it pretty cool when you're doing this in front of the fans?
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And the fans specifically in NXT are so much fun, just because obviously with main roster, you're going from town to town all the time. So it's new people every time. But with NXT, it's a lot of the same crowd returning. So there's a tremendous level of investment from them. And then also there's a level of intimacy where like we really kind of they get to know us super well, and we get to know them super well. So it really does feel like a family, and the NXT crowd is so committed and so special. They're really fun to wrestle in front of. They bring the energy.
Okay. When you're going to the grocery store locally, have people come up to you? Has this happened yet?
Yeah, definitely. People definitely. If I see someone in like a wrestling shirt, typically they'll know who I am. And honestly, if I smile, they tend to recognize me a little bit quicker. Yeah.
You're like, let me get the eggs first, and then we can talk wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what happens. All right. 5 minutes before showtime, I ask this to every wrestler, superstar. 2 minutes before, what's going on? Right before your music hits, what's going through your mind?
Yeah. I'm usually kind of just pacing, like trying to get myself in the right mindset. I like to let out one big like scream before I go out. It just kind of settles my nerves and everything, and I guess it gets my voice like warmed up too. But
make it more manlier.
Yeah, get a little hoarse. But typically just try to slow my breathing, just kind of relax, and know that as soon as I go through that curtain, it's gonna be a battle.
That is awesome. All right, I have to ask. I was at the dentist yesterday. I had to get a crown. It was not fun. Okay, it was not fun. I did it. I have to ask, what happened, buddy?
So that's a complicated answer. The first time I ever got my tooth knocked out, my cousin, when we were little, like shot me in the mouth with a BB gun, and then I got it fixed, and then later I got it punched out in a fight, because I actually did play hockey when I was younger too. So I got it knocked out a couple of times in hockey. and then I got it fixed, got it knocked out one time in football, got it fixed, and then when I came here, I had we do these things called PC Live matches, which are when you're first starting out, they're like practice matches in the Performance Center, and I got hit with a chair in the mouth, and it broke the rest of the fake tooth off. So
it does not want to stay in.
It does not want to. I even got it fixed one time in LFG, and then I just bit into a slice of pizza on LFG, and it broke off again. So yeah.
So you're keeping your dentist in business. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. All right, dude. I appreciate you stopping by. I know you're very busy. You're getting ready for tonight. Check this guy out, especially Friday night there in Fort Pierce. Go to etix.com for tickets today. Do we have the shirt? Do we have one, or are we working on it?
So it's coming very soon. I've seen some potential designs and everything. It's coming soon, so keep an eye out.
Do you get the thumbs up, thumbs down?
Pretty much, yeah. So I gave a thumbs up. So we're gonna see when it gets.
And then the family gets the
definitely. And I heard that I get free ones. So I'll probably turn some into pillowcases, curtains in the car.
That's awesome.
Towels, everything.
My man, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck with everything, and I hope I can get you on again sometime.